Woo, woo, woo. What's up, good people out there in beautiful Earth 1.0? We're gonna claim that. We're gonna claim that our Earth in this timeline is the number one, and everybody else are just pale in comparison to the first multiverse realm that is Earth 1.0, and we're claiming it now. What's going on, good people? It's your main man, the werewolf himself, Badwolf, Badwolf, Badwolf. All right, so this rather short video is going to be about personal jurisdiction. Now, in law, personal jurisdiction means do they have the right over you, a living private person, over an entity, a non-living thing? What's that all about? So now we know that if you use the legal name that was given to them, at first it was a private name, a given name that was converted and given to the state. Now, anything that happens when that all caps legal name pops up, it is in their jurisdiction. They have jurisdiction. But do they have personal jurisdiction? Do they personally own you? No. If you haven't done a crime or you haven't denied somebody of their rights, most likely they don't have personal jurisdiction. You've done nothing to personally be brought in there as a living person. But now your legal person might need to be there, and because you represent the legal person, you might have to deal with that court case or scenario. So I'm going to have my lovely assistant read through this little brief section on Canon so you can understand a little bit more about jurisdictional law. Okay, so this goes out to all the canons, the people who provide the information. Let's get going.
Article 284, Personal Jurisdiction. Canon 3123. Personal jurisdiction, also known as nationality jurisdiction and nationality,
There it
protective
is.
and universality principles, is the authority granted through the claim of jus in rem, supported by claimed customary, Roman, law through lex situs, law of the place in which the property is situated, to one or more officials to review, administer, and issue certain decrees, prescripts, statutes, or ordinances for a given juridic person or society. Canon 3124. Jus in rem.
Now, before we go on, did you hear the key words in there? Nationality. National. Do you belong to their nation? No, there's a difference between the United States Corporation and the United States of America. Your last name is your nation. They don't own it. They also said decrees, prescripts, statutes, or ordinances for a given juridic person. Juridic person is another name for legal person. So do they have legal jurisdiction over you? Well, you know what? I never signed anything stating that you have power of attorney over me. Just saying.
Rem is Latin for right against a thing, and according to Roman cult law means a claim of right enforceable against anyone in the world interfering with that claim, founded on some specific relationship, status, or particular property, accorded legal protection from interference by anyone. Canon 3125. Lex situs is the shortening of the Latin phrase lex loci residi, meaning law of the place in which the property is situated, and is founded on a set of procedures and rules called the conflict of laws or private international law of the Roman cult and its vassals.
So they're telling you right here that the lower courts, the state of, the bar, they're all operating under private international law of the Roman cult. There's so much going on right here. Private, meaning they're doing their own thing, and if you're in it, because it's so big, it's called the public, but really it's private international law. International. Do you have a contract with them? Now, is this the law or the law of the United States of America with the Constitution? No, because it says it's Roman. See me for a consultation about this kind of stuff, all right? If you don't know what I'm talking about.
Vassals. Canon 3126. Under Roman law, jus in rem is able to be applied as the primary claim to personal jurisdiction on the basis that a man or woman was born or naturalized within the boundaries of the state, and therefore a record of birth under Roman time was created, including a set of sestri cavi trusts or secret testamentary trusts. Therefore, because the state claims ownership of the register and the trusts, it claims ownership of the man or woman as property.
So they try to do this, but that would be slavery. And we know that they did not issue the original baby footprint certificate. We were not born in a corporate jurisdiction. Now, though they are concurrent, you were not born on their private property. You were born at a hospital or at your home, entitled to freedom, unless you're born in Washington, D.C., then that's different. But they make a certificate of it. They create their own version of the one you give them, and then they operate by the one you give them. So that means they do not own you. Now, in other countries, yes, they own you. You are their property. Not here in America, but this is the best way they can try to Jedi mind trick you and pull you into their jurisdiction. They cannot own you because slavery's been outlawed here in the United States of America.
Property. Canon 3127. The word name is derived from the Latin word nomen, which means slave title, debtor slave.
Did you hear that? When they ask you, what is your name? This is derived from the Latin word meaning nomen, which means slave title, debtor slave. So I don't have a name. Come on, are you guys hearing me? You guys seeing this?
Slave. The word family is also from Latin and means domestic slaves of a household or estate, state.
So the word family is Latin and it means domestic slaves of a household. So yeah, that's why even when we give them our given name, we say of the house of or whatever else, it still essentially is meaning you are a domesticated slave. You work in the house, in their house. Okay. But if you're going to take control and say this, you own the house, okay, then you can't be a slave to yourself.
State. Therefore, when a Roman court claims jurisdiction by personal jurisdiction and jus in rem, it is a claim based on the claimed status of the man or woman as a bonded slave and not as an emancipated and equal member of a society. Canon 3128. All forms of slavery, whether voluntary or involuntary, legal or unlawful, are considered an abomination and against the acknowledged precepts of civilized society. Therefore, no Roman court may lawfully claim personal jurisdiction by any means of any man, woman, or person that comes before it.
Booyah!
Canon 3129. In contrast to the false and flawed claims of personal jurisdiction, all members of Ucadia and One Heaven recognize the first and true form of jurisdiction of divine jurisdiction through jus divinum by pactum de singularis caelum and canonum de lex divina, regardless of their location. Canon 3130. A claim of jus in rem based on false claims of slavery can never be superior to a claim of jus divinum by pactum de singularis caelum. Therefore, a Roman court can never have legitimate personal jurisdiction over a member of One Heaven when they have identified themselves as such.
So what they're saying here is if you claim your religious freedom, your private freedom, your foreign, they don't have jurisdiction over you. And if you control and own the name, they can't even use your name. But if you don't make that argument, you don't make your affidavits, you don't send them a writ, you don't inform them, they will assume. And we all know assuming makes an ASS out of you and me. All right. So check out blacksite32.com for more information, how to contact me, free files, and all the other goodies. You guys take care. Appreciate you. Have a great day. The wolf is out. More to come. Check out my blacksite32.com / social media page and find me on my other YouTube channels, TikTok, Instagram, Odyssey, and all the other places, Twitter included. All right, later. Hit that bell, like, and subscribe on the way out. Ta-ta.